Last Trail reopened.
Hello. I hope your day is well.
I hope your day is well too. Hi everyone and welcome back to the Europa 2 Goodbye Despair, where last episode we learned the real secret of the funhouse. Ooh, and the ultimate weapon. Who is the funhouse? That's not the secret, by the way, but the secret is supposed to help us tell now how to use the funhouse as a weapon. I don't know. Nagato hasn't told us yet.
I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up.
Oh my god, that's me every day. Why, Mamma Mia? Why are you doing this to me?
My heart's thumping like crazy.
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy.
I'm trying?
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
Ah, but be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons.
I haven't checked the controller battery, but I take breaks, okay? I'm fine.
And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently.
I do. I try at least. Dot dot dot.
I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon.
You didn't? Because you done it. You're the only one at the moment. I don't know.
Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
What the?
Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily?
Why not? I like her.
I mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Mekumaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
He can probably prove it.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
Yeah, but before you wanted to, now we don't trust you any
What
longer.
happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but
Then I realized how bad you were.
I will sincerely retract that remark.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder. Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
I see.
It's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
Akane! You were drooling waterfalls?
Nagato, as usual, I can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's serious or not.
Anyway, if the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Nekomaru's cause of death, huh? Impact to the skull. He was horribly damaged, as if he was beaten senseless with a blunt object. But if he was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilized the building structure. Unless it was the elevator up into the roof over and over again, like such. Sound effects, yeah! So what was Nekomaru's cause of death that also utilized the building structure? Crushed, beaten with dead battery. Crushed by the elevator? Oh wait, falling.
I see!
They dropped him.
That's it. I think he might have died from falling.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
They hanged him.
That I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
It might be possible in the tower.
Right. I'm thinking here. Yeah, I'm thinking we found them on Grape Tower, and Grape Tower was at the bottom. So when we come down. So if he set it himself there and the clock... But why would... goddamn, I don't know.
You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the 1st floor, the door on the 4th floor won't open.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
But my gut is going crazy right now.
If Nekomaru died from falling, where did the killer shove Nekomaru from? If I'm going to reach the truth behind this incident, I need to solve that mystery next. Akane's account, where's the news? Strange good night button, maybe? What was Akane's account actually? Let us check that first before we go crazy about everything. Let's check everyone's account. Apparently Akane heard a rumbling noise at around 5:30 AM. So that the clocks are 2 hours behind. Pilar Federico's account, walking toward the first Strawberry House at 5 AM. Yeah. And if those fit, good night.
You can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Nekomaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor?
But not with the good night
There's
but
a moving object inside.
yeah, good night but boom! Yes!
No, that's wrong.
Thank you. Tachisi.
That sensor should only work if something is moving. If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
Yes, indeed.
Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed. All of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it. There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from. Yes?
That's what I was about to explain before Kazuichi interrupted me. Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
Oh. A way to create a drop inside. A way to create a drop inside the elevator while Nekomaru is still in it. Chiaki seemed to have an idea about what way could that be. The noose, the wire, you know, the loop. Wire, yes. Well, thanks you for choosing for me.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
Yeah, with the wire.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
No, it isn't.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
Yeah, he fell on the
What
pillar.
about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Yeah, why do I even have to interrupt?
Don't be so cold. What if I start to enjoy it?
What? If Nekomaru is inside the elevator, how can you create a difference in elevation? I mean, we could say the pillar, but... I need to agree with the...
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement.
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
No, he fell...
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
No, not that one at least. Huh. The pillar. What the hell does the pillar come out?
Crap!
If you arrange it a
What were the
certain way, you
two?
can cause the drop...
So you're telling to think about the arrangement.
That
Yeah.
arrangement... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't
No.
it about time we went
What about the oil on the floor?
The oil on the floor.
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki
Oh,
has to say?
Silence, pest!
Wait,
Don't
That-
be so
but
cold.
Grape Tower was below.
I start to enjoy it.
Yeah, Grape Tower. It was the doorknob with Oh, I see. I was thinking Grape Tower was below there. So of course, but the handle was... But Grape Door is on the 4th floor, so you hang on that one.
If you arrange it a certain
Do I have
way,
anything here for broken doorknob?
you can cause the drop
I-
within the elevator.
Fire and broken
So
doorknob?
you're telling
Or I
us
could
all
just use broken doorknob on
to
broken
think about the
doorknob.
arrangement,
Right? That wouldn't work, right? So let's try wire on broken doorknob.
Isn't it about time?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
Boom! Wire.
Agree with that.
Yes! Consent!
Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it? That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob...
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair. That's right. He was suspended in midair. Huh? The killer tied up Nekomaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. Tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower. And suspended Nekomaru in midair.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
Me!
Better not finish that sentence.
I finished it for him. He wanted to say me. Everyone ought to say that after they said that. I don't know why.
The killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy.
What?
So what if they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that.
He woke up and started struggling and fell.
Why? If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then how do you get him to fall? Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
Rebuttal. Wire trapped. Pillar. Locks alarm timer. There we have it.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from... How would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
I don't have enough cuts. God damn it. I agree with Kazuki's wondering. It seems certain a definite elevation inside the tower was used to kill Nekomaru. I need to find the answer and counter Kazuki.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall?
Am I
There's
already?
no one in the tower to push
I
him
thought
off.
I only used
There's
one.
no way they could do that.
God damn it. I hate that there is a cut limit. Even when I
Even if they
tried there,
suspended
like...
Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off.
Oh fuck, I
There's
need...
no way they could do that.
Okay, it's still
Doesn't
enough
mean
even if
someone had
one
to push him
passed.
off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own?
Yeah, with the alarm clock. I'm not the type of guy who get thrown up by a messed up remote like that.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own?
Yeah.
Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
Timer! There we go.
Cut through those words.
Sorry, I was a step ahead.
What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why, if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right? Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
I mean, I have a tendency when I get scared I totally freeze up instead. I mean, I guess there's that one jump, but then it's like... Still be quiet, don't breathe, I basically like it there. That's why I don't really do YouTube. I mean, some people are like, yeah, we are aggressive, I got big, and scream like, ah! And they're trying to scare away. I'm more prey myself and therefore be like, oh no, hide, be as small as possible and be still barely breathe. Yeah.
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Probably.
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
The killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because it's made of metal. In that case, I should use my full power! Ah! With a fierce roar, Nekomaru put all his power into grabbing the doorknob with both hands. But... clatter, 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 clatter. Nadia! Here it comes! The incredible strength of 1 million horsepower! Wait, isn't it creaking? If you break off the doorknob, we'll be stuck in here. If that's really what it was, then that's the clue Nekomaru left for us to find. Oh.
So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig.
Are you turning into a narcissist?
Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so.
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy, he gets off on this.
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
He hit the pillar. It doesn't mean Nekomaru crashed right into the floor. The moment Nekomaru fell on the floor, the only thing I can think of that happened to him was... Cola came... the white. He collided with the pillar.
I see!
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
Sorry, baby gangster.
What did you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. Cause even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
Time travel. Another mystery I don't understand. Seriously, just one after another. Someone moved the clock as we only have those two. They put them 2 hours behind, or ahead, no, behind. There. Because they were there like, oh, 5:30. That's when it happened, but that was actually 7:30. But I can't choke up at a time like this. Just a little more and I'll be able to reach the truth. There should definitely be a clue to breaking through this contradiction. Fudihiko's radio clock, Fudihiko's account. Yeah, baby
We
gangster.
headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest. That's gotta be it!
Okay, radio clock is the one thing. Where's the radio clock? That it can't be the alarm that caused Nekomaru's death. Yeah. I need to crush one possibility at a time if I'm going to break through this contradiction that couldn't be radio clock. It couldn't be messed with is what he was saying. So the other one messed with.
One of those must.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside.
Boom!
No, that's wrong.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
I mean, Jessico probably could. He could rewire the whole clock, probably.
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
I mean, you can tamper with all the clocks, right? This time-related contradiction, I don't think I should doubt the testimonies. The thing is also there, Fudihiko saw Nekomaru go there himself, so did he stay? No, he wouldn't. The way, I should doubt the clock. There's no mistake that something was done, but what was it? Perhaps we overlooked something, maybe we're misunderstanding something. Think if I focus and think I should be able to find the answer to that mystery. Oh, it's skateboarding again, or snowboarding, whatever. Logic drive. Woo. Bow. Go. Whoa. Bow, whoa, 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 whoa. Wee. Hope this is the right one. I mean, it's green, so it should be both leaving. Yeah. Woo. It's the thing you made to... there. Needing to press T button, basically. Because if I slow down, then it won't work going forward. Is that? What did Harima and the others misunderstand? Where the killer... The time in the building. Yeah. The time in the building they misunderstood. Because his time is right, ours were wrong. We were all late for the Taishi, which Monokuma said. You're all late for the Taishi. But enough about that, because the murder happens, so I'm happy anyway. What the fuck? Holy... Not what I expected there, but sure. Never play these kind of games now. What clock was tampered with? Nekomaru's, the building's clock. The building's clocks, not both. Because this clock can't be tampered with. Boom, boom, whoa, 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 whoa. Love the music here. Boop. God. So do we still don't have any idea really, and I don't think we gotten any clues for it, I feel like. God. It only would have been like she could try to trick us by doing the test because she had figured it out before, but I don't think she could have done it there. She's also the only other one we feel would be able to complete the test except Nekomaru. Which house had the wrong time? Both houses. Because all the clocks were the same. Ba-bow, wow, 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 wow. Whee! Complete! Uh-huh. Yellow, blue, blue if you want the cheat code.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming together! I can see clearly now the clouds
Check all
are
the
gone.
clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Yeah.
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
All 2 clocks.
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
2 hours. She's right, that's the main problem. I need to clarify by how much the time was off after the killer messed with the clocks. That's definitely the next mystery. I'm going to reach the truth in one go. I mean, he saw him go at 5 and then she heard a crash at 5:30. Yeah, I can as account. 5:30, heard a
If
crash.
the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be in our time?
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
Yeah, I can as account.
If only I heard the sound when you fell.
What? No.
It would have been a great...
Or his scream.
She heard a
He's
thump.
not the type to let out a scream.
Yeah.
If only Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough, we would have heard it too.
There's no point in saying that.
I know.
If does not exist in this world.
I mean, check dictionary and I'm sure you find it. But how much did the killer? Yeah, how would I figure that out? By
If the time in the building was
dump.
all messed up,
I just
we can
missed
only
it.
rely- The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time in our time?
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
If only I heard the sound when...
He fell.
Agree with that.
Boom.
That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
we heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Excellent work, Akane!
If that rumbling sound we heard was at 5:30 a.m., it's like the answer of how much our time was off is literally right in front of me. 4 hours, right? No, 2. Like we said a long time.
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30, and if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
Yeah.
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious, so they can lure out just Nekomaru.
Lure out. Lure out. Only Nekomaru?
If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right?
Yeah, Monokuma's Tai Chi.
From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
I mean, I feel like Monokuma set up this way too much. Like, trying to make this the specific... Besides messing with the time, the killer also used a specific thing. If they were trying to lure only Nekomaru, then that specific thing is... From the clock's alarm and such. Monokuma's Taishi.
I see.
That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Great Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru. His radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
And when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning...
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m. And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it. At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Too early. He didn't even ask you yet.
Yes, how outrageous! I honestly didn't expect everyone to ditch Monokuma Tai Chi, except Nekomaru at least. But it turned out like this after all, so I guess it can't be helped.
When you said everyone, you were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Ah, jeez! That's, well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot, or something like that.
Foot in your mouth?
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
Wrong! Too bad!
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it! It's incorrect!
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Huh?
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar!
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
The clock,
Are
I
you
guess.
talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
I remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell?
Who is it? Who's the bastard?
Nagito probably and Sonny there had, because they both had a fancy guest room, right, that were at the far end, so they couldn't hear it, because they were also good isolated. Each ever doesn't have an alibi for that time, right? What? I mean, Sonia said she... Where was Shihiko though? I mean, we have both you and you. Neither of them have any alibi, right? Can I see the question? Shaki, it is. Sonia, you said you didn't hear it. You were apparently asleep then, but didn't hear it. Wait.
They don't say they didn't have an alibi, because she didn't! She said she was in her room alone and didn't hear it.
Oh, I didn't hear the rumbling sound at that time. I mean, I didn't really have it either, right? guess I only heard it there. But... It's true that I don't have an alibi, but based on what happened, there's someone else who definitely doesn't have an alibi. In fact, everybody at Stormberry Hills seems to know who it is. You're right, it's not one I should be accusing, right? Okay, so it's one of the guys that isn't. Ganam and Fujihiko was there, and then Nagito was the one, right? Then, I guess.
You're the only one!
From Strawberry House that didn't have it.
The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
Yeah, the clock and all that.
That's right. Nagito
But they
wasn't
said
there.
didn't hear the rumbling noise.
It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy.
Cause the fancy guest room are sound isolated.
You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something.
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
He couldn't.
You're definitely fucking lying.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it.
To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too.
Huh.
I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it. But it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
You still don't know. Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
The only people who didn't hear the rumbling noise were Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The secret is what these three have in common. Fancy room! Could it also be the secret that points to the killer? Really? Deluxe, I'm gonna say Deluxe and C. Is that it? D, okay. Wait. Is it E? T? What? I wanted that! What's the last letter then? I don't know. Who knows? Deluxe? E? Maybe? Bedroom? I thought room, but I'm not sure because that too many. Come on! Yes? Rooms, not deluxe rooms, plural. Come on, that didn't even enter the screen. God damn it, my M that I needed. Okay, that's gonna stop there. We don't need that either. You go over there. Just again with that. That's bullshit. Like, oh look, it didn't enter the room. Guess what? I mean the area. Still, we're gonna shoot it. Make you fail because of it. That's bullshit. Deluxe rooms. Fancy room.
Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are
well isolated.
The guest room are divided up by quality grade. The deluxe room is soundproof and has excellent air isolation.
Soundproof. Okay, it even said.
The standard room may have so insulation, but it's still pretty decent. And the crime room has severe airflow and draft problems. Yeah.
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise.
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve corps student talent? Now then, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
Oh, hold on a sec. Why does that lead to who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying the killer.
Decisive factor?
Somehow I feel like I understand what Nagato means. The killer among us. The killer who murdered Nekomaru. What? Really? Is it her? I don't know. I'm not clear. There's no way I killed Coach Nekomaru. There's no evidence at all that points to her being the killer.
Crap!
Think carefully, the deluxe room should be the clue. Who was the fourth... I don't remember who was the fourth person that had a deluxe room. Gundam, Kazuhiki, Fujihiko... Can I check? I can't even press my clues. That's great. Can't check my clues and I don't remember who was the fourth person. I didn't even know... I knew Nagato had one. And I know Akane didn't have any one was in the study room, so that was out of conclusion, but by the boys that I think Gundam was the second one, but no, but you were the one with the clock. There's no reason why the clock would be ringing, except
Crap!
What? Yeah, I know. I have no idea here. I know it's the fourth one that were there, but didn't. Let's try the one I thought from the beginning of the chapter then. Otherwise it's Gundam, right? Not the... After hearing the alarm. What's so suspicious about that?
Crap!
I know the deluxe room is the clue, but who had the deluxe room?
You're the only one!
Yeah.
Gundam, there's something I want to ask you. When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Because I left the door open to let my dark divas of destruction in and out. That's what I would go for.
Now that you mention it...
Gundam?
There is only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
I had one. It's pretty good because he has hamsters so they can go out and eat in the middle of night if they want to. Or maybe I was there feeding them.
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko. Me? After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct? Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Nekomaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with the wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room.
Just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Because I was in the lounge.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
What to do? That's reckless. It's louder than the supreme ruler of the Nether bellowing for sacrifice. Would also making all that noise is silly.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out. That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this, including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess?
Yeah.
The answer is
10.
10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Is that your argument?
Bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
I guess so. But wasn't it perfect timing that Fujihiko was in the lounge then?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway.
Are we? Because if I don't get them to admit usually, I'm the killer. But now when you...
So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
Hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously, let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it?
He killed him.
At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
Ah, you said opening act again!
Please hold on! We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal!
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct?
Strawberry House,
Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
Except you can be at 5 places at once.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing. Which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
That's wrong. When something is obviously wrong, that's when a contradiction is born. There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. Yeah. He also showed that his hamsters can open doors and such. Wall clock, contact elevator. Wait. Good night. I don't see how any of these can help.
That elevator was...
I need to get something here.
the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was...
Oh, you could travel.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House...
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
They have.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
There is a secret passageway also. Yeah.
How much longer do
I
you
take
plan to
that.
lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
There is a secret passageway and I'm going to use that against there's only one way. A contradiction is when something... Yeah, I can shoot through. I'm going to find out what it is. For the sake of everyone's hope, I'll show through the contradiction.
That elevator was the only means of travel between...
Boom! Yeah.
No, that's wrong! No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist!
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
Oh. Again, selecting someone. Oh. Where's Nagato? Hi.
You're the only one! Nagito, you should know.
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
Yeah, we even talked about it here before in the trial. Because I show up.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show up. But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down... Surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House.
Meaning, the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
Yeah.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame!
What? Infinity Unlimited
However,
Flame?
what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
What? But you weren't. Everyone knew of it.
They didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion.
I say you need the wire and the hammer from there.
If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
Did you say? Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Sure, Bruce. Sure. Wire tripped over pillar. What? I don't see.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say. Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
And I'm out. His argument is exhausting. Just listening to it makes me tired. I have no idea. Cut back. Yeah. But his things are all over the place.
Turbid box doesn't exist.
God, it went through
You
it.
could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say. Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile
Why can't I?
deities?
Some of them I can't even press if I wanted to.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say. Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I cut everything as I go through now. Come on, I cut everything and...
Even if the turbid frail I say. Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I can't back down.
Okay, there we go. Okay, come on, no! No!
Even shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
There, finally! We advanced
I
at
already proved the
least.
secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
And I slow, yeah.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon. Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind confusion, at least pray to the key which dwells in the light.
It probably means try providing the evidence that the killer went to the Octagon, right? The hammer. If that's the case, I should have it too. The key which dwells in the light that will break through the
Know
darkness.
the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon. Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind confusion.
Oh wait, the wire is actually also a thing. Not the bird! It's one wrong. Fuck, no! Let me... I don't want to go back. Yeah. Okay, just keep me here. Don't be pushed back, because that's I fail.
Know
Break.
the limits of your own reasoning.
There we go.
You say the killer went to the Octagon. Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want at least
Fuck, no.
pray to the key which
Come
dwells in
on.
the light.
Not retreat!
Damn it!
No! No!
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist,
Okay, let's try it here now on camera, and if not, we're just gonna go back to for half an hour trying this over and over again. But you know, you get better at it at least. And you know where it will come kinda. Okay, yeah, I have quite a lot. Oh no, I missed one. Don't go sword. Fuck! Because this I never succeeded at. Hey, why? I just press it all the time!
even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail
I hate when
say.
it's stopped like that.
Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
There we go. Okay, now we have
I
it.
already proved the secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon. Don't bark, you cur! if you don't want to drown in the maelstrom.
There. Thank you, finally. That went way too long.
The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body, the hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower. Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
The only place I can think of is the Octagon. There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the Octagon.
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
Yeah?
It seems this is the end. Normally we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case.
But let's skip it.
But there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act. So I'm going to end this right now.
Ooh.
Hey, what are you...
First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup point. So he tried going over to Strawberry Tower, just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties. But even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And, without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay?
Okay.
Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru, so by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting him.
Hold on! You... What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
What's wrong with that?
But he would never back down from a battle.
Don't mess with me! Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ha! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
It appears I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
What do you intend to do?
It's obvious! I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions!
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
But it was a 5-on-1.
Just as I thought. Truly frail. Succumbing so easily to this simple argument, it was just a mere illusion. If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitations.
That's wrong, Gundam. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied. Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet.
I guess you really don't want to admit it. Then, just as you requested, I will provide an argument that will leave you no choice but be pursued. Yeah. Panic, talk, action. Oh, great, this one. Holy shit, he has many.
For the Tanaka Empire! Wither!
I forget.
Crushed as David prophesied! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire!
I completely forgotten this.
Crushed as David prophesied! Show me the cadaver!
Okay, there we go. That's something at least.
For the Tanaka Empire!
Okay, just go into time! He doesn't really have good music though for this.
Crushed as David prophesied! For the Tanaka Empire! I won't let you!
What? Oh, he had his own there that means I couldn't see anything. Great fucking good.
I won't let you!
It's
Nekomaru's back. Do you really think I can get behind
Dark Diva. Oh fuck, the four Dark Divas. I thought the last one would be Destruction, but no. Oh.
Crushed as David prophesied. Show me the
cadaver. I don't know this even any longer.
I won't let you.
I thought I aimed.
It's Nekomaru's back. Do you really
the
think I can
four Dark Divas.
This is the end. Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru, you should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck. As long as you had the power of the hamsters you keep with you.
Oh?
Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press the button on the back of Nekomaru's neck?
Of course that'd be impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundams. In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes, right?
Emissary of Eden, in accordance with our ancient contract, the time has come for you to lend me your aid. Pierce through Supernova Silver Fox Sanji. It's press the button. Truly, this is the skyline lamentation, art of the demon mouse. Soon the door of destiny shall open.
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right? Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible to secretly get one of them behind Nekomaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
How about it, Gundam?
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are. I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell. Fine! Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere. Now, trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road. Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own two hands.
Closing argument. Yes, we get to go through it all again, even though he said he would take it for us. Okay, so what are we looking for here? Who set the lounge alarm clock? I mean, the killer, which we don't have. What do we have? Fujihiko can't sleep. Messing with the contract elevator. I woke up at the doorknob. Okay. So we have how much the clock is. Fujihiko couldn't sleep, so he went up there. And this is... yeah, when I woke up, here come the Dark Divas of Destruction. And press this button right now. Is the sleeping button, yeah. Contact elevator wasn't that before they said? The wire napped around Nekomaru's feet. The killer destroyed what? Oh. No, the contact. Is this the contact elevator? I mean, kinda, but no. I don't know. Let's try. Wrong. Okay. There we go. Left at the tower, it was the hammer. He came there. Who got it at the launch? Kujihiko, I guess. Why did Nekomaru fall? The handle came low. Well, rumbling noise. I woke up. Yeah. Stock 2. Okay. So we have the alarm set for 5. It's 2:40 right now. Huh? Oh, and they woke up, I guess. Who gathered at the lounge? Everyone else. We had the hammer left behind. Yes. We also here have destroyed what after leaving the tower? I mean, the hamster pressed it. Yeah, no. Not important. Wrapped around. I mean, it's the same picture, so it wouldn't be that. The wire wrapped around Nekomaru's feet. Wrapping the chain, no, that's later. Huh. The wire... Is it? Yeah, I thought so, but I had to try it because I couldn't really... The mouse pressed the button. Hello. Yeah, we're going to the beginning. When we all woke up, no? Alarm. No? I guess here, maybe? Yeah. We woke up. 5 AM right now, shutting. Where else do we have left? Oh, the wire. Haste and murder, no. It should only be who gathered here also, right? Destroyed. No destruction yet. Who gathered after the murder? Oh, no. Yeah. Cause suddenly everything went off. Last stock. Okay. They destroyed the control panel. Is there anything else we need here? Oh, the wire is wrapped around the door handle. I see, I see.
What happened in this case? Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime. First, they destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 AM. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final dead room. This means the killer discovered the secret of the funhouse faster than anybody else. That secret being, Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building. On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Grape Tower for a specific reason. There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 AM, but by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 AM. That's also the same time Monokuma Tai Chi begins. Nekomaru went to Grape Tower to participate in that. However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Grape Tower, so he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru's neck. This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile. From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon. First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob. After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall. They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building structure that they used to kill Nekomaru. Then, they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower. When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending, and Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful, and placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back door. This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out. The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30. To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others. When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking up. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob. But because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking. Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
Oh. Complete.
Splendid. That was splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
Stop. Stop it already. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Or I'll friggin' kill you myself!
I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe. You killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that.
You don't wish to forgive me? Do you feel regret? Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
Ooh. I'm a little worried though about what Chiaki said. Okay, it. What Chiaki said earlier, otherwise they're like, Nagito, he's that detective that will lead you barely there and then miss out something there and therefore won't come to the real truth. Oh, still a B. Even with some other things. 0 point really for 17? I guess as long as I went on it.
Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote.
Cast and vote, Tanaka, Gundam down to hell.
Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Probably wrong.
Please Crap! I bit my tongue at the most important part!
Ah, poor Monokuma.
Guilty!
Last trial and